Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at the print runs, variants, misprints, and errors from Jungle. This one should be much quicker than the base set episode, mostly because there's less cards, less errors, less print runs, less everything in these sets. I thought maybe even about combining this with other ones, but maybe better to have it broken up. That way if someone's looking for a particular set, they can click on that video. So to start off here, we have a first edition print run and an unlimited, keeping it easy. No such thing as shadowless here outside of base set. So basically two variants that you're going to be looking for in terms of the print run itself. Makes it nice and easy. Don't be fooled. All the red cheeks Pikachus, all the Pikachus are red cheeks at this point in Jungle. I see it all the time where people are advertising this as a red cheeks Pikachu, but it's kind of redundant because they're all red at this point in Jungle. All right, so additional cards. Let's take a look here. We have Clefable in the pre-release format. Only difference being that it has a stamp on it. I think that must have been the first pre-release card, I would assume. Next up we have the Meowth with the gold border. So this came in Pokemon rolls, or fruit by the foot, I guess you would call it in Canada. I think they probably are in Canada only as fruit by the foot, but it's kind of a General Mills, Betty Crocker product. Here you can see the spoon up at the top. So all the other cards were just your basic cards that we've already seen, other than you could get this Meowth with the gold border on it. It's not actually supposed to have square corners. That's just trimmed off in the image that I chose, which is probably a bad choice. Next up, we have the Wstamped Pikachu here. This is the it's just Wizards of the Coast logo in foil stamped on here down in the bottom or below the jungle symbol. This was from the Duelist magazine, so not super rare in any way or exclusive. I'm sure it still brings a premium because of that, but Butterfree, D edition Butterfree. I don't know if you can really count this. It's been repeated enough that I guess it's known to be an error. So you see here, instead of the 1 in the first edition stamp, it's got what looks like a D. This is probably just a 1, and for some reason the ink bubble or whatever happened in the process created this letter D, or what looks like a letter D, for what is known as D edition Butterfree. So those will certainly bring a premium, so keep an eye out for those. Venonat, we have a Venonat with a weird, I think this was first edition only. There were some that were printed with a dark line down the side here. Not sure what happened in the printing process to result in that, but apparently that's a thing. Not a very exciting error. It almost looks like someone drew on it with pen. Next, these are pretty cool. So somehow after first edition and the beginning of the unlimited print run, they forgot to put the jungle symbol on the holos. So you can get a full set. Every single holo has this error that was corrected later on. So these are certainly more rare than the regular version. And I know I've heard a lot of stories of kids that originally thought this was like a base set card because it didn't have the jungle symbol on the right side, which is kind of cool, that you can trace it back to some memories that way. I'm just going to show the Scyther, for example, but every single holo in the set has this same problem. Here we go. First edition Electrode non-holo has the wrong artwork. They accidentally somehow used the electrode artwork from base set, and that was corrected in the unlimited printing. All right, so now we're getting into what is not corrected errors. So this is going to be on every card. It's just interesting to look at to see where they made mistakes. Here we'll see that Ponyta is showing as a stage 1. Ponyta is definitely not a stage 1. It's a basic Pokemon. And then it says put Rapidash on the stage 1 card. So a little bit of a mistake there. Somehow they didn't catch that, and it was never corrected. Same goes with our Seeking here. We have stage 1 Goldeen. Goldeen isn't a stage 1. Put Seeking on the stage 1 card, so where it should say just basic. And last but not least, we see the Nidoran again. And this is kind of nitpicky because basically we're saying this is an uncorrected error because the Nidoran, the female symbol, should be right up against the Nidoran and not a space in between. So that's pretty much it for jungle things to look out for. There are a lot of print dots and smudges and stuff like that to look out for. I wouldn't necessarily consider any of the others to be an error. If you disagree, let me know in the comments. But there's all sorts of varying kind of like print defects that you could consider an error. I just don't think that they happen frequently enough to actually consider them that, not just a defect from the factory. I mean, if we considered everything its own error, you'd have a list a mile long with every single different region that sometimes you'll get little red dots. I think there were some yellow like smudges that almost looked like someone took a highlighter to the card. But yeah, thanks for tuning in for this one. I know it was short and sweet, but we'll make our way through everything. I think the sets later on probably have a lot less errors, or maybe even they're less discovered than usual. But hopefully there's a lot of additional cards that we can go through, so to clear up any confusion on those. Thanks for tuning in. See you guys in the next one.